Yo, what's up, family? Um, I just wanted to talk to y'all today about the magical properties of copper. You know what I'm saying? Copper is a very, very strong element. Um, as we move through the spiritual journey, as we're moving through this realm of the physical realm, and we're walking our paths to becoming the master magician, right? The master magician is the master of his destiny, her destiny. The master magician is the master of their environment. You know what I'm saying? That's the master magician. So as we on that path to becoming the master magician, elements like copper is critical in getting us to where we need to be. You understand what I'm saying? It's critical in getting us to that point of becoming the master magician. Copper is a very, very, very old element that's been used. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the age of it, um, just how long it's been used and things of that nature. So, without further ado, let's get into it because, like I said, the goal is to become the master magician, a master of your destiny, a master of your environment. You know what I'm saying? A master of this physical realm. You gotta remember the master magician is a master of the physical realm. So that's what it's all about, becoming a master magician. You know what I'm saying? So let's dig into it. The truth about copper, we're gonna look into the magical properties of copper, and we're gonna bring forth some light. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring forth some light, cause that's what it's about. It's all about spreading light. It's all about spreading knowledge. That's the light. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. What is copper? That's the first thing. What even is copper? So copper, it's a red brown metal, the chemical element of atomic number 29. So that's the scientific explanation of what copper is. All right? So when I do a teaching, I like to bring in the concrete facts that people can't argue with. You know what I'm saying? Because people be trying to always discount magic, discount this and discount that. Nah, look, when I come in, this is what it is. You dig? We talking hardcore facts, point blank, and then we get into the esoterics and the health and things like that have to do with it. But off the rip, copper is a red brown metal, the chemical element of atomic number 29. That's copper. See? Not conspiracy. It's not, it's something that we can prove in our hand. We can study it, all right? So where is it naturally? Copper minerals and ores are found in both igneous and sedimentary rocks. So that's where you naturally find copper. Where do you find copper? Copper minerals and ores are found in both igneous and sedimentary rocks. Okay? So that's where you find it naturally in nature. It's also manually dug out from copper mines. So a lot of people have copper mines where they dig the copper out so that we can utilize it. Okay? Copper is one of the first elements recorded by man. Listen to that. Copper is one of the first elements recorded by man. Okay? And this is why we often associate certain deities with copper. Like one of my near and dear Loa, Papa Legba. Papa Legba is the great teacher, right? Um, and Papa Legba loves copper. Let's just put it there. It's a way to use copper when you work with Papa Legba to get what you need done. It's something that we put in the atmosphere with when we dealing with that aspect. And copper is a powerful mechanism in getting that done. Now, when you're talking about copper, Tahuti comes to mind. Thoth. You know what I'm saying? Tahuti comes to mind when we're talking about copper. Because we're dealing with one of the first recorded elements of nature. Recorded, meaning that, yeah, of course we knew about everything else that was around us. We knew about H2O. We knew about all of these different things. Because it was there, we was drinking it, we was eating it. But when we actually started to record things as facts, copper was one of the first ones that we recorded. You see what I'm saying? Y'all understand that difference? So it's not that it's the first thing that we found, because of course we were in the world. Everything is a part of an element in some way, shape, or form. But when we recorded it, copper, okay? Copper uses today. Most copper is used in electrical equipment such as wiring and motors. This is because it conducts both heat and electricity very well and can be drawn into wires. Listen to that. Copper conducts heat and electricity very well, and you can bring it into the wire. And this is why it's used for wiring in motors. That's why it's used for that. Because it's great at being a conductor. So, once again, when we go to the spirit work, why is copper good? Why do certain energies utilize copper? Because it can hold a current. You see what I'm saying? It can hold the current. And when you're channeling spirits, you're channeling currents. Natural occurring currents in nature. This is what you're channeling when you're dealing with spirits. Okay? And copper is a conductor. So, without getting too deep, you can start to see where that whole thing is going. You dig? You can start to see how that story is starting to play out. And this is why we hold the mysteries, man. You know what I'm saying? I teach, but I don't teach everything. You know what I'm saying? Some things you got, some information you got to be in the class with me to even get it. Some information I don't ever give it, and then some information, you know what I'm saying? The game is to be sold, not told. So you already know how that go. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's what initiations and stuff. You got to pay money to learn certain things because it's that valuable. You know what I'm saying? And some things are invaluable, meaning that no amount of money is worth them teaching you that thing. They just pass it to their families. And that's what it is. So, copper being such an excellent conductor, we can see how that can now coincide with spirit work, understanding that when you're dealing with a spirit, you're dealing with a current. You're dealing with a current. This is why when you watch certain shows, when they're into haunted houses and they doing this thing, they can feel when the ghost is in the room. They got that electrical device, right? And when the electricity picks up in certain areas, they know that there's an entity there, a ghost or something is there, right? This is how they know. Because, like I said, when you're dealing with spirit, you're dealing with currents. And you can't see all the currents. You see what I'm saying? You cannot see them all, but you can feel them. And you can put an electric pole that's registering the waves in the room, and then you can see it on the monitor. You dig? So that's how spirit works. Now the other use of copper is, of course, currency, money. You know what I'm saying? Money make the world go round. Copper. You know what I'm saying? Copper. So another use, of course, is money. Now, Let's look at copper in the ancient world. Okay, copper was probably the first metal used by ancient cultures, and the oldest artifacts made with it date to the Neolithic period. So copper is very old. Copper is probably the first metal used by ancient cultures. The first one used by ancient cultures. Okay? And the oldest artifacts that were made with it goes back to the Neolithic period. You see how I always got to tell y'all facts. I always got to bring science into what we talking about. I always have to bring in concrete because when I give you this is why I do it. When I give you this information, people be trying to combat the information and come with this and that. Nah, that's why my students, the people that learn under me, you got to know the facts because you got to be able to hit them with that. What? Copper is X, Y, and Z. It comes from X, Y, and Z, and it was used for X, Y, and Z. Now that we got the basics out the way, let's get into the advanced part of it. See what I'm talking about? So, let's keep it going. It was used for jewelry, tools, sculpture, bells, vessels, lamps, amulets, and death masks, amongst other things. Okay, so those were different uses for copper when they first started to utilize it. Now, from Phoenicia to Mesoamerica, copper was a badge of elite status before becoming more widely available. So, before they started to find all of this copper, copper was being elite. If you had copper, you was up here. Everybody didn't just have copper at one point. You had to be upper echelon to have copper. So let's keep it going. A handy form of exchange in the trade between cultures, eventually copper symbolic goods were replaced by more manageable ingots, which in turn evolved into even more convenient coins. Okay? So this is speaking to the evolution of copper in the form of currencies. From copper, other currencies started to come about. And this is why they say Papa Legba's not poor. Because Papa Legba always got him some copper. I don't care if you want to call them pennies, whatever the case is, Papa Legba got copper on copper on copper. Even when he begging for change, he still got money. He still got copper. Never think Papa Legba ain't broke. You dig? He got what became the origin of money. Hell you talking about? Papa Legba's not broke. You dig? Because he always got some copper on him. Facts. Facts. Gold and silver may have been common enough for the rich and powerful, but if there was one pure metal that ordinary people in the ancient world could get their hands on, it was copper. So after it became more readily available, now the paradigm shifted where silver and gold became the elite forms of commerce, and copper became more readily available. All right. So that's kind of just the history on that part of it. Okay. So with the history, we gotta get into the practical uses of copper because we gotta make it relevant to our life right now because we're not in the Neolithic period anymore. They trying to get rid of if you really study what's going on, you will see physical currency starting to phase out more and more and more and more. Okay, so I don't even know how long the penny is going to be around. I don't even know how long a penny is going to be around. You dig? I'm trying to stack up on my copper. My Papa Legba altar got a whole lot of copper. But I'm still trying to stack up on copper. You hear me? Because I don't know how much we going to have it. That's just being real. That's just a little side note. You know what I'm saying? Shh. Because they be shadow banning people for talking like that. They'll shadow ban you for talking like that. So, let's get into some of the benefits. Egyptians used copper for health benefits. So when you look at Egypt, Egyptians used copper for a lot of the health benefits that came with copper. Which is interesting because I did bring up Tahuti, Thoth. I did bring up that deity. You did? So it's interesting. So let's look at the benefits of wearing copper. Alright? So it helps with joint stiffness. So when we're talking about the benefits of copper, it helps with joint stiffness and joint pain. Alright? The anti-inflammatory properties of copper reduce pain associated with arthritis. This fact has been advocated by the Gale Encyclopedia of Alternative Medicine. So this is a fact. Copper can help you with stiff joints. Copper can help you with joint pain if you wear copper. Copper wards off negative energy and brings in positive change. Okay? That's another thing associated with copper. Warding off the negative energy and bringing forth the positive change. If you can imagine, think about it like this. If you can imagine copper being a conductor of electricity and heat, if you're wearing copper with the intentions of it warding off certain things, the copper is really amplifying your energetic field. So if you're a person that can keep a positive state of mind and this and that, that positive state of mind is going to be amplified by that copper, which is naturally going to ward off negativity from around you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's amplifying that aspect. So copper is good for that. Mineral absorption. Mineral absorption. All right. So let's take a look at what that is. A pure copper bracelet has micro minerals such as iron and zinc. When they combine with sweat on the skin, they are absorbed into the bloodstream in appropriate quantities. This gives rise to mineral supplementation, a fact confirmed by Scientia Press Resources. So, once again, even a copper bracelet, it can help you absorb iron. It can help you absorb zinc, okay, into your bloodstream. So, copper aids in mineral absorption. A healthier immune system. This is another one. Copper, when worn on the wrist or finger, gets absorbed in very small and negligible quantities into the bloodstream. This process creates a physiological balance in the body. Copper can negate the toxic effects of several other high toxicity metals in the body. So copper can eliminate the effects, the negative effects. It can negate them of the other metals that's in your body that's toxic. Remember, your body is taking in all these different metals that it might not need. You know what I'm saying? You turning on tap water to wash your dishes. There's really no way around this type of stuff. You're touching your car. You know what I'm saying? Your skin absorbs things. That's a big point of what we even talking about. How you can wear a copper bracelet and intake certain minerals. So naturally throughout the day, you got toxic metals in your body that can do harm, but the copper negates the negative effects of those things. Okay, so that's once again copper warding off bad energy. All right, and you can wear the copper on your finger as a ring, or you can wear the copper as a bracelet. You know what I'm saying? Just put it on you. Now let's get into something that's critical. Copper water. Copper water. All right. So what you want to do to get you some copper water is you want to get you one of these. Okay. This is a copper pitcher. I guess we can call it a pitcher. So this is a copper pitcher, and what you want to do is you want to put your water, your copper water in here, and you want to sit it in room temperature. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it in the refrigerator. Sit it in room temperature, and when you sit it in the room temperature, um, you can drink out of it 2 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Don't OD off because you don't want to get copper poisoning. Remember, anything that you take in too much of, you can get water poisoning. Anything that you take too much of is not good. You just want to make sure you get enough of it, right? So you put your stuff in a copper pitcher like this, and 2 times a day, you pour you out some copper water and drink it. You know what I'm saying? And now you intaking the copper, and you know it's a good look. We're going to get into why it's a good look, and you can find these type of metals, these kind of copper stuff. If you got an international store nearby, you might find it, or you could just order one online. You know what I'm saying? A copper pitcher. Boom. There you go. All right. So 2 times a day, I'll be drinking out of this. Let's get into the benefits of copper water. All right. So it balances hypertension. That's one. According to the American Cancer Society, copper is known to reduce cholesterol and triglyceride levels. So that's the American Cancer Society telling you that. You see how when you pull the facts out, people can't challenge that. When you pull the facts out, people can't challenge that. You know what I'm saying? Because people love to discredit the holistic approach to what we do as spiritualists, to what we do as master magicians. They want to discredit that part. But you can't discredit it because the facts are right here. Let's keep going. It prevents anemia. Copper assists in the breakdown of food to make hemoglobin. It helps the body in absorbing iron, the deficiency of which causes anemia. So because the copper helps you absorb iron, naturally it reduces you getting anemia. That's common sense. Another thing that copper does is it aids in digestion. So when you have the appropriate amounts of copper in your body, it aids you in digesting your food. All right. It controls aging. Copper controls aging. All right. Let's look into it. Ancient Egyptians used a lot of copper-based beautifying agents. Several skincare products these days are copper-based because copper is not only an antioxidant, it also assists cell regeneration, negating the harmful effects of free agents on the skin. So copper even helps you to regenerate. This is why Papa Legba is the old crippled man that can beat you in a race. Nobody can beat Papa Legba in a race. He's seemingly that way, but in reality, he's rejuvenated. You see what I'm saying? He's not really. He walks like that because he walks in both worlds, not just because he's crippled. He walks that way because he's walking in both dimensions at the same time. He's walking in both worlds. All right? That's why Papa Legba limps. But know that you can't beat him in a race. You can't beat Papa Legba in a race. That's a fact. It increases brain efficiency. The human brain interacts with the rest of the body through electrical impulses. Copper helps the cells in communicating with each other by carrying out these impulses. Remember, copper is a conductor of electricity. So if it's a conductor of electricity, of course, your whole brain is electricity firing off. This is what's creating thoughts. This is what's creating memory. This is what's planning. So if you have the right amount of copper in your body, then your brain is going to be more efficient. And remember, Papa Legba rules Mercury. Papa Legba is from Mercury. So if we're talking about Mercury, Mercury is also cerebral activity. You dig what I'm saying? So it's all ties together. It all ties together. Copper is very important for brain function. Even if you go to the zodiac, think about a Gemini, think about a Virgo. These are two signs that are ruled by Mercury. And they're very detailed, they're very analytical, they're very curious, and they're very cerebral. That comes with the Mercury child. You know what I'm saying? You're a child of Mercury. You smart as hell. You have the ability to research and retain the information and then recite the information. This is all Mercury stuff. Okay? And when we look at copper, copper is playing a part in keeping those things in your brain active, firing off the right way, how it's supposed to be. This is important. Alright? So, like I told you before, you get you your copper pitcher. You know what I'm saying? 2 glasses a day is all you need, 1 to 2 glasses a day. You don't gotta OD off the copper. Don't put it in the refrigerator. Just leave it room temperature somewhere in a cut. If you're gonna wear the copper jewelry, get you a copper ring, get you a copper bracelet, alright? And that's how you can implement the copper into your life. You know what I'm saying? And just by having it on your body, on your persons, when you do your magical works, that will also enhance the work that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That will also enhance the work that you're doing. If you somebody that already works with Loa, or you work with Orishas, or you work with various spirits, then you probably already understand how important copper is to that part of the game. But now you understand even how important copper is to your body itself in order to keep you functioning at a high level, in order to keep you rejuvenated, in order to keep you on point. Copper is important. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, family, you know, that concludes this lesson on the importance of copper and how to utilize copper. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that you guys can take this and use it to become the master magician that you are made to be. You dig? To become that master magician that you're made to be. You know? And you know, that's what it is, family. Also, I want to say, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel. If you're watching from Instagram, make sure you follow. I just started to open up to do readings for the general public. Before this, I had a certain base of people that I did work for that I get into another time. And that wasn't public. That was more exclusive type of clients, you know what I'm saying? Now I've opened up to do things more for the general public because of the fact that I see how much people need guidance. I see how much people need this, need that. So this is my way of being able to open my services up for the everyday person, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. So if you want a reading, you can inbox me, whatever it is. I can send you the link so you can book your appointment and get the insight that you need, get the clarity that you need. You know what I'm saying? Because we all go through things. Some people be at a crossroad. Some people be at a crossroad with their career. Some people be at a crossroad with their boyfriend or girlfriend. whatever it is, you know, we bring clarity to those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, copper, 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 copper. Very important in becoming the master magician. I'm out.